Welcome to House of Clarence Permaculture. For those who are new, I'm Sandra, and I'm going to turn my suburban block in the middle of Canberra into a permaculture food forest. Join me in watching the transformation from average to astounding.
Morning everyone. Today I'm going to be working on, well actually before I start that, you might see that I've changed the beginning of my videos. So I've used a little bit of AI to explain who I am and what I'm doing so that I don't have to repeat it all the time. Tell me if it's any good. Anyway, today it's been cold and raining here, so what we're going to do is we're going to work on this front area of the house. It's become, as you can see, a bit of a dumping zone. So this, way back when it was first put in, is a rockery. I've had assortment of animals living on the front here in various cages and things like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it back into a garden. So I'm going to clean it all off, I'm going to take all the rocks off, and I'm going to dig down into the soil and replace it all, and I'm going to plant the liliums and the bulbs that I have in here. I mean, this is the front entrance to our house, so I'd like it to look nice and not just a hobo dumping ground. So let's get started. I've got to try and get up first. All right. I'll just sit down here for a minute. Anybody who has nerve pain in their back will understand. So, this used to be a camellia. Before we put the pergola up, it used to do really well, but then once the pergola went up right across the front of the house, we really didn't water, so it kind of suffered. It was also, when we took it out, it was 20 years old, so it was getting a bit straggly. Anyway, it was a really nice red one. I really wish we had have taken some cuttings or something of it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is, I had thought about just getting all of this front section up and out, but what I might do is I'll start with this bit here and take out that, dig out all the old soil and put, there's also plastic and shade cloth. Looks very clayey under there too, which is what most of our property is. So this part here I'll get fixed up first, because that'll be enough to fill with the compost and manure and put in the bulbs. Then I can start working my way along. I've still got till the middle of July to plant my hyacinth bulbs. They're still in the fridge at the moment. Oh. Okay, let's do this. Come on back, you can do it. Yay, we did it. Oh my lordy. Have to excuse my huffing and puffing. If nothing else, gardening is a very good workout, which I could use. You'll have to excuse me hobbling around. I have osteoarthritis in my knees, but this one particularly bad. And while it's bad enough to have a knee replacement, I'm too young. So it's kind of a suck it up situation for now. God, that's gone a long way. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's good to get that out. Now all I have to do is clean up the rest of this muck. Actually, the soil in here is not too clayey, very fine stones in it. I don't know where my parents, I'm assuming they got soil in to build this garden. I'm assuming. I'll have to ask Mum. Because our whole front yard is pretty much clay. I think I've said it before in one of my previous videos that an old creek bed used to run through this property, so the water runs sort of diagonal across, kind of floods down that way. So that's kind of the lay of the land. So I've got to try and work out how to stop everything from flooding when we get those big downpours. I think I need to put in what they call swales in certain places so that the water catches and drains, but then if there's too much, that it goes through the opening over near my brother's car, because there's planks along two bits of the garden. We took out the middle one because it flooded, our front yard flooded one day, so we took the middle one out to let all the water drain away. So I need everything to go in that direction, so I have to see what we do. Anyway, I've got to get rid of some of these stones out of here, get rid of some of these roots. This is a good area to plant the bulbs that I have already. Now the liliums grow 40 to 60 centimetres if I remember correctly. So they'll be nice next to the veranda. I'd also like to put in some lily of the valley, would be really nice because I love the smell of lily of the valley. And perhaps a boronia again. We used to have a really nice boronia out the front here. Always did really well. I have not been able to grow one since, for some reason, it died. It might have been, there was a garden along the front of the house here as well. This was before we had the pergola. We had that taken out and we had the entire pergola, after it was put up, concreted, and it's all reinforced now, so it's actually quite strong. So we'll see how we go. I'd actually like to put some ferns back in here as well, which would be really nice. I really want to get this area, the pergola, cleaned up. It's actually a really big dumping zone at the moment. There's kayaks and bikes and camping equipment and everything like that out here. And it's just ridiculously stupid how bad it is. So I want a sitting area, an outdoor kitchen, some nice plants. I'd like to hang baskets all inside here as well with potted colour, would be really nice. So we've got I'll have to show you later. We got a mini dahlia which I put in a pot up there on the step, and our front step is an absolute disaster area as well, so we've got a lot of work to do. Anyway, I'll keep going with this. I might have a drink first, and we'll see how far we can get today before I've got to go and have my nails done. And I'll go all stinky and horrible and covered in dirt, which they won't be appreciative of, but anyway, that's life. Alright, now all I have to do is get up again. Ow. Not the most elegant way to get up, but I'm up. Okay, now what we've got is let's see if I can get these in camera. So we got lilium, red one, we've got a white one, and we've got a pink peony. That's what it was. Let me just put my glasses on so I can see where they should go. I think the liliums are the taller ones. Okay, so the peony grows to a metre tall. The lilium grows to 110 to 120 centimetres, 90 to 120 centimetres. Okay, so they go at the back and the peony goes at the front. It's not going to fill up much. It's, I think there's only one bulb of each one in the back packet. Let's have a look. Might just sit in the garden for a minute. Okay, 20 centimetres apart. Full sun, part shade. This will get, well, it gets light. Come on, out you come. Oh no, look, there's two bulbs. Nice. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay. I'll put that one there, that one there, that one there. Hang on. There, that one there. Now what's in here? Excuse my sniffing. How do you plant it? Lay your root on its side with the pink tips upright, fully covering with no more than 2 centimetres of soil. Right, so it's got to go like that. So I might just put that one in here. Right, let's see. How deep do the lilium need to be planted? Oh, depth of 20 centimetres. Yeah, well, that's not happening. I'll put it down as far as I can, but I don't think it'll be 20 centimetres. Right. Oh, sit up. Peony can go in the front here. So on its side, pink bits up, covered. Excellent. Oh, now that I'm filthy, done. I really should have marked where they were, shouldn't I? Okay, my peony, a thingy, a thingy. Let's see, I put it about there, and one about there. Is that right? I did off-center them. Did I off-center them? Yes. Oh, anyway, I'll see when I re-watch the video anyway, but that's roughly where they are. Right. Now I've got to get up again. Whoop, don't fall off the garden. Very inelegant, but good, done. Thank you. I shall talk to you later. Morning everyone. It is, what is it? Saturday the 14th of June today, and it is cold and I am officially over winter. I'm going to work on this part of the garden today to try and get some stuff sorted out here. I don't have too much compost left, so yeah, so I'll just collect all this stuff together. My pond has frozen over. I hope the fish are okay. Everything's finally succumbed to the frosts. Alright. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to put my bay tree in the ground. I'm just going to figure out where. I might actually put it here because I'll keep it quite compact. It's not as if we need a million bay trees or anything. Bay leaves. Yeah. Hang on, I'm going to go and grab my gloves. Alright, let's see. Oh, that doesn't feel right. We had a bit of a long day yesterday. Mum ended up in hospital on Thursday afternoon, and we brought her home yesterday, so that's good. Where'd I put my glove? So it was a very, very long day. Right, that's better. Don't fall in the water. The cat's trying to find somewhere to drink in the pond, but it's all frozen up. This is all the compost I have left, so it's only going to do this small area. But if I can get this to a good depth, I've got some broccolis and things like that in the greenhouse that can go in here, so that will be good. So it's a couple of purple sprouting broccoli. If I tell you what I'm putting down where, then I can note it down when I go inside to do the video. So this is just plain broccoli. And I'll plant these in between, I think. Can't remember what they are. They might be purple mustard or something like that. I'll have to have a look at my seed thing, find out what they were. These are the most useless secateurs. I returned a pair because they weren't working very well. Now these ones don't work properly either. So I'm sorry, Trojan, as much as I like your stuff, your secateurs, not so much. Be better off with a pair of scissors. Alright, they're useless. I'll just show you. They go into a groove here, but sometimes when you use them, they don't go into the groove. and so that's not cutting. It's ridiculous only having a blade on one side. I bought them because I thought Trojan was good. Obviously not. So I cut a piece of blackberry off my blackberry the other day and stuck it in here, so I'm hoping that it takes root, and I think it may have. So I'll put the passion fruit up one side and I'll put the blackberry up this side. And this is also the grapes. Now I've got to see about pruning the grapes. So I've got passion fruit, grape, grape and grape. So they're seedless varieties. I think I've got purple and 2 white, or 2 purple and 1 white. I can't remember. Can't remember. I'll work out where I got to trim it all. Only about a month ago. It's gone now, but there was a flower on my passion fruit and I thought, oh my lordy, am I going to get a passion fruit in the middle of winter? But no, it's died and gone. And now all the leaves are falling off it. I don't want it to be winter. Even though I do like the winter veg. Certainly a different sort of gardening to doing summer gardening. It's almost a bit more relaxed because there's not as much to do. So I have to start all my seeds in September for spring. I have to figure out where I'm going to do all of that. And I have to fix up next to those bulbs that I put in last weekend, so that when my hyacinths are ready I can put them in there. Now all those freesias and that I planted over in that garden over there, I don't know if there are any left because I can't tell whether the cats just walked through the garden and left indents or something has actually taken my bulbs. I'll be very miffed if something has taken my bulbs. I did think about covering them when I was putting them in there. I thought, oh no, we'll be fine. Because I know from the UK videos that I watch that pigeons can be an issue. And where I've put the cage for the compost, the leaves and that I've been putting in, I throw the bunny wood shavings and things like, when I clean out their enclosure, I just throw it in there. And there's these seeds in the mix that the bunnies don't like to eat, and so they go in there, and then the pigeons come and fossick around in there. So I'm wondering whether they've migrated down to my garden and taken my bulbs. I'll be really miffed if they have. One, they've taken all my... And they're not cheap. Bulbs are not cheap to buy. Am I right? Am I right? Well, they aren't here anyway. I mean, I bought an ornamental mint, a miniature dahlia, and a heap of bulbs, and it cost me nearly $200. So I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Some of those bulbs were like $15 a packet. I know that doesn't sound like much, but when you don't have much to begin with, it's a lot of money. Anyway, this looks good. I like this. As I keep going, I'll probably just put the odd small paver in to stand on to go into the gardens. So basically I'm just going to cover my entire front yard. I'll just walk wherever, plant wherever. So I'll put that in there. I've got 4 blueberry bushes up the back of behind the greenhouse that I'm going to plant out into the ground as well. So the thought of the food forest is, you know, you got your canopy layer, you got your sub canopy layer, then you got your bushes, then you got your ground covers and your everything else. So I can't put a really big tree in here, and I wouldn't want to, but I got my dwarf pear tree over there, so that's going to be my sub canopy layer. Then my bay and my blueberries will be my bush layer, and then I'll underplant those with all the other stuff. So the bulbs were meant to bring the bees into the garden, so I'm going to have that, and I've got my roses, but I'm going to put lots of flowers in between everything as well. So I'm literally just going to cover everything in cardboard and compost, and not really have defined. The only defined path I'll probably have is the one to the greenhouse, and because I've already got the pavers down the side of the garlic garden there, I can get through to the hose. I would like to put in a watering system, and I'm hoping I can do that as I go, but we'll see what happens. I don't mind hand watering. I mean, this is going to be a big area, but I do have a rainbow sprinkler that actually can do the entire area in one hit, so that's good. But yeah, I might just run hoses to different types of sprinklers throughout the garden so that I don't have to hand water all the time, and I might put on a timer. That would be really nice as well. But yeah, I think I might dig the bay into here. I'm only going to keep it sort of, you know, this size, sort of a sub canopy size. I'm not going to let it get absolutely huge, because as I cut it, I'll just dehydrate the leaves and then grind them. I bought myself a proper grinder, so I don't actually have anything to grind. Well, I do. I have a whole 5 or 6 dried chilies there that I could grind up. And I could put some of my other spices and that in there that I've bought that are more whole spices, and just make a spice mix with it. So I could do that. I might try that, because I'd like to try it out. I've run out of bread flour, so I can't make any bread this weekend. Although I should take my sourdough starter out of the fridge and feed him, and I could make some scones, because I've still got normal flour there, so I might do that. My kitchen is a bit of a, like everything in our house is a bit of a, looks like a bomb's hit it, so I'm a bit reluctant to film what I'm doing in there, but I'll see how I go. You know, it's just how we are. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there. I hope everybody's well, and I hope everybody has a fabulous week or weekend or whatever you're up to, and I shall talk to you next time, and we'll see how much further we can get. So, see you later.